What's going on, everybody? This is Kevin from Daily Mobile, and this is the HTC One. I've had the HTC One for about a week now, not long enough to give you a full review on it, but just long enough to play with it and get everything set up as I like it and give you a first impression. What is that first impression of this device? It's impressed. This device is been completely rethought by HTC from the design and the aluminum back to the ultra pixel camera to the completely redesigned Sense UI. From top to bottom, this is probably HTC's best Android work to date. I'm going to go over just a couple of brief specs with you. It is 143 grams, which is a little heavier than people are used to these days, but because the back is aluminum, you're not going to need a case for this. So that really shouldn't bother anybody. And it's a very thin device, and it's made to feel even thinner by that rounding you can see. Fits very nicely into the hand. It does have NFC, which is a nice thing for it to have these days. I have NFC speakers, and it works just great. It is powered by a quad-core 1.7 gigahertz processor. This is the AT&T version. It has 32 gigs of internal memory, 2 gigs of RAM, and a 2300 milliamp battery. Now, to talk about the device itself, again, the most impressive thing about this device is build quality. Build quality is getting harder and harder to find these days on cell phones, with Samsung making all those very light plasticky devices. This one feels awesome in the hand. It feels sturdy. It's got a great camera on the back. Well, a decent camera. I don't have enough testing under it to see if it's great or not. It's got a great display at 4.7 inches and 468 ppi. And it's got your boom speakers on it. Just a couple quick things to note about this, besides the great construction, is the new Sense UI. It is probably the easiest to use Android I have picked up ever, honestly. You have your simple back button. Let's grab a app real quick. Let's open up Flipboard. So you have your simple back button, which just takes you back one. Then you have your home button, which naturally takes you to whatever you set as a home. And then this button will take you to all of your apps. Back to there. If you double tap on your home button, it gives you your recent apps. If you single tap, again, back home. If you long press it, there we go. It takes you to search or Google Now. So even though it only has two buttons, it does work very well, very efficiently, and I like it a lot. Now, there's just a bevy of great things to be said about this device. The speakers sound awesome. The battery life's good. What are some of the things that are not so great about this device that I found so far was this right here. So you have three screens. One is your blink feed, which will be useful or non-useful to some people, depending. And then you can have just a bunch of home screens. The problem is it's not infinite scroll. So when I get to my last screen, that's all the further I can go. Being that Sense 5 is brand new, I'm thinking this will be fixed in the future. You just can't go any further with it. And then also, you simply can't pick a panel and rearrange them. Previously in the past, you were just able to kind of rearrange panels and flip from one to the next. But again, we can't do that here. You need to actually physically move all your widgets to rearrange your panels. And now, as you can see here, if I wanted to set something as a home screen, I would just pull it up here or over there to remove. Being that that's the blink feed screen, I can't remove it. As you can see, I can remove this panel, but not the blink feed screen. That's something that I feel they will fix in the future too. It's just one of those things that for right now is kind of a pain. But other than that, navigation through the windows is spectacular. This TV app here will actually tell you, it's a step beyond what I think Samsung's doing. It actually tells you what's on TV now that's in your favorites. And if I had a TV on, all I would have to do is simply tap on the show and it would take me automatically to that show. I wouldn't have to manually put in the numbers. So that is really nice. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but it also shows you, actually how far the show is. If you can see the little bars down there, how far the show is in progress, so you know at what point you're joining the show. It's very handy, and it's just a step beyond what everybody else is doing with their remote. And you'll find little things like that everywhere on this device, like the lock screen. You can see right here, they do have controls right there on the lock screen for your music, which is nice. I have found other devices where I couldn't find, like Samsung devices, I have to seek out a widget to do specifically that. It's kind of a pain to find in the Android store without paying. And let me see if I can find it. You can also, there we go, lock screen settings. So I have it set on music right now. So depending on what you want, okay, you can do a photo album on your lock screen. You can do all your notes on your lock screen or a regular lock screen. So there's a bevy of choices you can have. I'm going to keep it on my music for right now just because it's so handy on this device. It's really customizable, really useful. I'll do a full review on this in about a week from now. Maybe next Monday you'll see it up there. If you guys have any questions on this device, you can either leave it in the comments or you can simply send me a tweet. I am at Nokia Knowings. Thanks for watching.